Hello YouTubers, it's Sandy with Spare Time and we are back in the office today. We're going to be working on actually coloring that gray spot by the door. We're going to go ahead and get that painted and hopefully it will dry by the time I got to come back and cut in with that purple. I'm not for sure if I'm going to try a blend over there where those corners meet. I'll go ahead and walk you over there and show you so you know exactly what I'm talking about. But we have that corner there that this wall will be gray and this is going to be purple. So I don't know if I want to try that blend, maybe bring the purple over to the gray or vice versa. I don't know yet. It could just be a straight line too, because we're also going to have trim here for the door. So it might block it a little bit, but we're gonna try it out. And I also have to work on blending these two colors today. So as you can see, that's a nice curved edge. So I'm not quite sure how to do that, or we're going to play around with that. But for the most part, it's going to be blending up at the ceiling and the wall. So we're going to try to get that done. It's going to be pretty much step after step, waiting for it to dry and play around with that. Other than that, that's going to be it for painting, and I'm so excited to get it done. So come along and watch if you like. YouTubers, it's Sandy with Spare Time. I'm back on here again with the office paint job, and this is day 2 of the blending. The reason being is that I shot a little bit of footage of me doing that doorway in that gray color, and then also I stopped the recording to kind of fiddle around with the blending to see how it's going to work. Well, it was a total fail because I noticed when I was blending that the dark purple was bleeding through that white. So unfortunately, when you go back to blend back over it, it didn't make it consistent, so I kept messing up. So what I did today is I took white and I ran around the whole trim of the room, I don't know if you can see that, and did a pretty good section over that purple to kind of help when I go to blend, to see if that was going to actually help it. And believe it or not, it did. And I figured out too that as long as you keep that white pretty much as far up as you can get it, being parallel to that ceiling and that wall, it works out really good. You can actually flow back and forth if you're careful, but that's what works for me. So you'll have to play around with it if you like the look and just keep trying to see what works. I think I got a hang of it. I have did 2 whole walls, and it looks pretty good. The only issue that you will kind of have possibly is, I'm gonna try to get the camera up there and let you see, but as you paint that big thick border with that white, when you go back with your blend, depending on your brush, you might have some white that sticks out underneath that purple. I'll show you that. And you will have to, don't know if you can see it or not, but you will have to go back and touch up that purple. But if your white in your brush doesn't overlap any, then you won't have to. But I figure that's a good trade-off. But sorry about not recording all of it, just because I didn't think y'all would like the trial and error thing, because yeah, after a while I gave up and I said, I'm aggravated with it. I kept messing up, happened to go back and repaint and touch up paint. So I said, start fresh, and that's what I did today. I think I'm gonna go and probably finish out the whole room or until something else comes up. But I'm gonna keep working on that blending, and then I will get back on here and show you what I got. All right, bye for now. Okay, YouTubers, I am done with the blending at the ceiling, and I am gonna let it dry. I did go back and do some spot touching on that purple that the white was too far down. So went ahead and did that. I think it looks wonderful. And of course, the closer you get to it, the more, I guess, imperfections you're gonna see. But I may have to go back and do a little bit of a second coat. I do know that I'm gonna have to fix some of my 3D stenciling in the corner and kind of touch up there and see if I can get that blending right over that. That did pose a little bit of an issue, but I don't think so. Once I get it halfway good, I think it'll be fine, because I am gonna go back over and paint that 3D stencil so it stands out a little bit more. But here's a little, I guess, better view of that blending. Hopefully you can see it, because I think it turned out awesome. And that is just the first coat of it. I'll give you kind of an area shot of that. I hope you can see it, because it just gives it a soft blend. And it's not like a harsh line, but then no crown molding. So my opinion on it is that I like it so far. And it's just paint. So if I ever decide to change it, I can. So it's no big deal. So if you like it, give it a try. I mean, it's something different. My husband always say that I pretty much turn any project into an art project. So that's what I was doing, pretty much. So other than that, I did finish out painting the doorway gray. I think it looks good. I'm not for sure if in that corner I want to try a blend. I'm gonna actually measure the trim for the door to see if it's even gonna affect it or not, because if the trim's gonna go all the way over, if we go with the wide trim like we did in our bathroom, it's gonna cover the whole thing anyway. So I'll measure that out, find out if I'm gonna actually blend or try to get my edge nice and crisp on there. I do not like straight lines, especially in an old house, as old houses tend to settle a little bit here and there. Not enough to make it uneven terribly whenever you're doing stuff, but it does make a little bit of difference whenever you go to make a straight line. So other than that, I do believe, let's see, I am kind of fooling around with some sponge blending. We have this one curved wall that is from the gray wall to the purple, and it's curved. It's smooth, no corner, I guess you could say. It's a smooth corner. I would touch it, but I just put some paint on there. I'm kind of fooling around with some sponging on that to see if I can get kind of a cool effect coming around that corner there. See if it works out. If not, then I will try to do a straight line with some tape and be done with that. But I think it'll be fine. I'm not too worried about it. Other than that, let's see. Yeah, I am gonna be busy cleaning and prepping the floor. Don't know if I'll actually get on here and videotape that or not, but the next big video series will probably be laying the floor, which I'm so excited about that, But it'd probably just be one video, I think. It depends on if we run into any problems. But I will definitely video what I can and talk about the rest. But I am done for today. Bye for now. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe.